What's up, everybody? I see it on the Mayhem Facebook group, and several of you have messaged me directly about how to handle the volume that is being a Mayhem athlete. So, for anyone who may have come over to Mayhem as a way to do what Rich is doing, you quickly found out after the first day that the rumors are true, right? He trains to a ton of volume. And listen, it is an adjustment for everyone. So before I go any further, let me just start by saying that if you have not been over to CrossFitMayhem.com lately, specifically the online programs section, then you're missing out on some great upgrades to the site where each program is detailed out really well, as Rich not only describes the program, but then there's also a ton of great information that should help you decide which program is best for you. So in reply to all the questions about how we should handle the program we have chosen, I want to articulate just 3 things that I think will change your perspective on being a Mayhem athlete and thus be helpful for many of you. So this is how I approach things. Number 1, remember why. See, for me, my why is what keeps me showing up. Jim Hensel, who leads the Mayhem Mindset course, talks to this idea of being rooted to your energy, that is your values, not your emotions, right? We won't always feel like it. So we have to remember why we're doing it. Why I train so hard is linked to my purpose, to be an athlete, to reach athletes. And why I chose Mayhem might be the same reason many of you did, and that's the faith part. No other program I know offers a total athlete investment like Mayhem. No other program I know has the community that Mayhem does. And I could talk a while just on that. Number 2, make this non-negotiable. Mayhem programming is a lot of volume and requires then a time commitment, right? Commit then to make this a non-negotiable in your day. That is, work to avoid situations where you are trying to negotiate with yourself whether you're going to do today's training or something else. Now, don't get me wrong, things happen, things come up, and you will miss some training, often due to things outside of your control. What I'm proposing, though, is how we can take control much better maybe than what we're doing right now. My training goes on my calendar. I will have to move it sometimes to a different time of the day, and I may have to adjust and make Thursday a training day or sometimes even part of Sunday. But as a principle, I work to fit everything else in around this, rather than trying to make this fit in around everything else. See, the danger if you do is you'll find yourself unable to be present in training and maximize this time because your mind is somewhere else thinking about something else that you feel like you're missing. Likewise, if you don't make this a non-negotiable in your life, where that is a priority, then you'll continually allow other things to get in the way and cause you to miss this. And this principle is a conversation I had with my wife. She understands this, supports me incredibly in it, and thus understanding my commitment, knowing that it does come second to her, we work together to schedule our day when there are competing priorities. So let me offer you too that this isn't something I do with an attitude that portrays that I'm weird or doing something wrong, right? The voices in your head will try to convince you of that, and if you listen to it, you won't stick to this lifestyle, especially if you feel like it's unpopular. Nor will you inspire anyone else to consider it for their life if you're not even consistent with it and proudly living it. My friends, family, coworkers, they know this of me, and when I travel, they know my truck is loaded with equipment, and as a non-negotiable, I will train every day. And number 3, this is not what you do, it's who you are. See, what can make this programming so difficult is that we compartmentalize it into our day as something we do, not who we are. We make this mistake in our faith too, right? We compartmentalize our faith in such a way that we don't walk with Christ. We just go see him on Sunday. And then we find ourselves surprised when we don't have what it takes to endure the daily test. You with me? If we compartmentalize our training as just something we do during a small block of time and fail to walk as a Mayhem athlete, right, all day, then we'll continually find ourselves unable to endure the daily test that is our programming. So what does this look like exactly? Consider managing your whole day with a mindset of wanting to be great here in training. See, for me, I moved from not just tracking the quantity of my sleep, but the quality. I focus not just on eating good, but when I eat good. What and how much at certain times is either fueling me for training or helping me recover. I hydrate, I stretch, I move often. And I want my life to reflect being an example of enduring this daily test. I'm not just paying for programming. Being a Mayhem athlete is who I want to be. So I remember my why. I'll make it a non-negotiable. And I'll remember that this is not just something I do, but it's who I am.